All right, what's good, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I have some news for you, or Coinbase has some news for you. They're considering adding 18 coins. That news came out last week. I dive into every single announcement they've made about considering new coins, compare it to this one, and give you my take on what coins they might add. But before we get into that, I want you to stick around and see that. And I do these videos in 5 or 10 minutes to pack all the information down in a short, concise video, keep you current on what's happening. But first, we're back to daily videos. So hit the like, comment, subscribe. It really does help the channel. I had to head to the lake 2 weekends ago, take a vacation. Very rarely get out for an actual vacation. So it was nice to get out of the place. Haven't traveled in a while. So I had to do that. And it takes me a little while to get rolling again. So I'm sorry I've missed about a couple days, maybe a week, but we are back to daily videos. So stick around. In about 5 seconds, I'm going to cover every single time. Which coins did they add? Right? There's always now this opportunity, if an altcoin's being added, maybe it leads to a pump. Maybe it leads to a sustained price rise for that coin if it's liquid on one of the biggest regulated exchanges in the US. If you're a Bitcoin maximalist, you might not like this one, but if you like to trade, especially altcoins, stick around. I think you're going to enjoy it.
I have a wonderful electronic invention I want you to see. It looks something like this.
All right, so check this out. The best way I could think of to figure out which of these 18 coins they're going to list. And if I go to the actual announcement on Coinbase, they said Coinbase continues to explore support for new digital assets. We are exploring support for assets that have not launched for our customers around the world. Immediately when I saw that, I thought, this is deja vu, or I've seen this before, or what's going on here? They've used this exact same announcement and title every single time they've made this announcement, meaning they've done this before. I don't know what originally spurred this. I think they added a coin out of the blue, whether it was Bitcoin Cash or their support for one of the major coins. And I know it caused a little bit of a stir. There were accusations that someone had insider info, or that it's not right if a coin gets added and there's not a heads up. I don't know if that's what caused it. Who knows? That's just me speculating. But now they made this digital asset framework, which is basically a rule set they use to evaluate coins. I've read it. It's very vague. It doesn't tell you anything. But along with that framework, they started giving their considerations. So I also still don't know why they do this, but it gives you a list of anywhere from 20 to 10 or 15 coins they're thinking about adding. The first time they did this was way back in December 2018. And they were considering adding almost 31 coins. Those are the coins I have right here. You can see they use the exact same language. I don't have to pull up that article. You guys can just take my word for it. A quick Google search will see it. Anyways, here's the 31 coins they considered adding, right? Cardano, Eternity, Aragon, Bread, Civic, all these, right? I went through and saw which ones are actually trading on Coinbase today. Not so many. So if they considered 31, they said, we're exploring adding these. And I remember there was a ton of speculation the first time they did this. They only actually added 16. So they only added about half. So right off the bat, and if you look at number 2, number 3, the last couple of times they've made this announcement, as you look at the 18 coins they're considering adding as of last week, I bet the ads will be pretty soon. Right off the bat, it's probably rational to think they're not going to add all of them. So if you're going all in on every single one of these, you spread 100% of your portfolio in there, or you're buying every single one saying they all have to pump, it's probably not the case. It could be the case. Maybe they really do add all 18. But if we're looking for historical patterns, we're looking for a hint of which ones they're going to add, I don't think it's going to be every single one. So they added about 50% the first time. Second time, they added a little bit less than 50%. This one in September 2019 is maybe the most ridiculous consideration they've made, partly because some of these tokens haven't even launched or won't launch. But you can see they only listed one of the 18. I think some of these things are still in testnet. And then you have the current 18, which are Lend, you have Ant, Aragon, you have Arweave, you have Bancor, Compound, Digibyte, Zen, LivePeer, NewCipher, Numeraire, Keep Network, Origin, Render. I've never heard of Render in my life. You have Siacoin, Scale Network, Synthetics, and VeChain. There's a couple that I haven't heard of. NewCipher, I don't know what that is. LivePeer, I saw someone do a tweet storm about it. It looked like a paid ad. And then you have Arweave. So, I mean, they're considering adding these 18 coins, whatever the hell that means. Maybe there's actual demand. Maybe Coinbase just wants to compete with Binance. Who knows? But if we're looking for patterns for which ones they're going to add, that's what matters, right? If you're trading this action, well, I probably want to have a better understanding. Are they going to add them all? Which ones do they have a higher likelihood to add? Or does it matter at all? Let's answer that one first, and then we'll talk about likelihood to add. Does this matter at all? So Coinbase pumps have been kind of decreasing. You can think about when a coin gets added to an exchange, why would that actually lead to a price increase? You might say that's ridiculous. Why the hell would it do that? Are whales pumping it so they can dump on people? Well, no, there's actually a rational reason why a coin would rise in value when it gets added to a larger exchange. Think about a random ICO or a random coin. Back in 2017 and 2018, this was very pronounced. If a coin got added to Coinbase or to Binance, right, that was kind of the holy grail because it meant that that coin was now going to be more liquid, right? There's more liquidity. It meant that if more people have access to buy it, right? So it's more readily available. You can also think about coins don't really die just because, there's no interest. They die because there's no liquidity. So most coins will never actually trade to zero, but they might basically be worth zero. I'll give you another example. Let's say you have $100,000 worth of a coin or $10,000 even worth of a coin, and it's trading on a very dead exchange, kind of like Bittrex or Poloniex or whatever the hell it might be. If you try to sell that $10,000 worth of your coin has little to no volume, like a coin on Cryptopia would be a good example before they got hacked. And there's only $20,000 of trading volume in the past day or two or three. When you sell your coin, it's going to be almost impossible to sell your coin. Now, especially when the market starts moving. So if the market starts selling off and there's low liquidity in your coin, the thing will lose 50% of its value if you try to sell like $20,000 or $50,000 worth. It's pretty insane. And you might say, well, I only have $1,000 worth of a coin. Trust me, it matters because there's going to be a lot of other people that have $1,000 worth of that coin with you. So liquidity is massive for these coins. I honestly think it's maybe one of the biggest factors or variables you can look at of, will this coin continue to survive, or will I be able to rush to the exit or get to the exit if I have to? And if that answer is no, well, that's pretty brutal for your coin. So you can think about it's easier to access. Greater liquidity actually is necessary and positive for a coin. And then you can also think about, sure, it could attract more investors if there's another bull run. So all three of those things play a role. There's probably 10 more I could list, but I think those three are very easy. Greater access and awareness in a potential bull run, more on-ramps, and lastly, liquidity, right? That's kind of king. So yes, they should pump. Now, Coinbase ads have been less pronounced in terms of being a catalyst for altcoins. I think in large part that's because most of the altcoin volume takes place in Asia. It also mostly takes place on Binance. Most people don't trade on Coinbase, right? If you're on Coinbase, it's maybe the first Bitcoin you're buying. Maybe you buy there just so you can withdraw. There's just not too many people that are actively trading on Coinbase. But that might have changed recently. So if we look at Omisago, one of the most recent coins they added, OMG, if you're unfamiliar, right? They got added, I think, on May 19th. I'm going to pull up this chart. Omisago actually did really well, like better than I've seen recent Coinbase ads do. I think if you start from, well, it looks like the move started a little bit before they even announced the ad. Maybe someone knew early. That's a whole different video. But if we just start on when they got added on the 19th, it still had 200% pop. Sure, it sold off slightly since that, but a 200% pop, that's pretty damn good. I think you could say that there's something to trade there. Or you could at least say it's a positive sign. If another coin gets added, I would at least expect a positive move. I am not saying that just because a coin gets added, it has to pump 200%. I'm also not saying that you should buy a coin just because it gets added. I am saying, those are some of the things, these are some of the catalysts that have always been fun to trade for altcoin traders. So that's why I'm breaking this down. Anyways, so Omisago might have changed that trend a little bit. That's a positive sign that Coinbase ads are actually still doing well, especially considering Omisago is like a $200 million cap coin. It's a really big coin to pump that much. A lot of these coins they're considering adding are actually really small. So as we look at these 18 coins, we know that they probably won't add 100% of them. They've just never done that in the past. They oftentimes add less than 50% of them. So of these 16 or 18 considerations, right, which ones will probably get added? I also went through and looked at market cap. It wasn't a very good determinant of what was going to be added. You can maybe kind of try to make some connections of which VCs are tied to Coinbase, or what teams have. That's playing politics. I'm not sure there's an actual edge there. It's very subjective. One of the things that it might be helpful is looking at which coins are already partly integrated with Coinbase. And what I mean by that is looking at which coins are already on Coinbase custody. So some coins Coinbase offers custody for, but they don't allow you to trade it on their exchange. They don't have it on Coinbase Pro or whatever it might be. That's one of the hints that I'll give you, and you can probably think of some more for yourself. But the reason I wanted to make this video is to at least give you a couple hints. They probably won't add them all. Maybe they do and buck the trend, but generally they don't. They add about 50%, so I wouldn't go buying all of them. I can't give you advice anyways. Do whatever the hell you want. But generally they don't add all of them. The second thing, Coinbase pumps have been meaningless. Yes, additions to a large exchange is actually positive for a coin, but Coinbase means less in the overall market. There's so many other exchanges that do way more volume than Coinbase. Most of the trading happens on those exchanges and not on Coinbase. Still, Omisego is a very recent example where since alts have actually been doing quite well in 2020, Omisego, a very large coin, pumped. Now, it doesn't mean that these will, but it gives you a very good idea. And the last little hint that I'll give you, if you're looking at which of these coins they're going to add, sure, there's tons of your fundamental or subjective metrics you can say. You can say, I want them to add VeChain. VeChain is my favorite coin. I want them to add SIA, great technology. Okay, that's all very subjective. One of the things that you can actually look for objectively and give these coins a score for which one you think has a higher likelihood of being added, a higher probability of being added, is to look at which of them are already integrated into Coinbase's systems. Maybe they'll add those, maybe they won't. But if a coin's in their Coinbase custody, it probably makes sense if people are depositing there that they'd be able to trade there too, right? I don't know. Just a guess from me. I'm sure you guys can come up with a ton more. Drop some in the comments and or reach out on Twitter if you have any beats or reads or whatever it might be for which ones they're going to add. It's going to be fun to watch regardless, even if you don't like to trade it. Hopefully this lets you think about creating a system for when your coin is about to get added somewhere else. Think about those kinds of things, right? Do they have a team member that's associated with Coinbase? Do they have a team member that's associated with Binance? All those different things. Are they already integrated technology-wise, right? Those kinds of things do matter. That's what I'm looking at, keeping you guys in the loop with those Coinbase ads. Check them out if you're a trader. Manage your risk, but could be a fun play. One last thing before I let you guys go. Since I'm determined to stick with these daily videos, and I've been loving the support I'm getting, I really am. I want to bring you guys news or a chart or a trade, something like that every single day. I've partnered up with Cryptocom to make them possible. Every single day they help me produce the show. And I already checked out their app on my phone. I'm going to be using them exclusively, kind of walking you through some of the things that they offer. One of the things, after you download the app, I recommend you do. I don't have my account set up on this phone yet. I'll walk you guys through it when I do. Link is right down below. Download this app on your phone and you can order one of their cards, which gives you 5% crypto cash back. But the app has everything. They have an exchange. They let you buy crypto. I mean, they have so much stuff. I'm going to be walking through all their features. Download the app on today's video. We'll talk about everything else they have to offer, and I'll show you guys the card when it gets here too. I'm excited to check that out. All right, that's all I got for you. The Coinbase ads today. Maybe some hints for what they're adding. Maybe some things for you to think about what they might not be adding. That's all I got. It'll be fun to watch, whether you're trading or not. I'll see you guys tomorrow.